Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. Today we are doing auditions. If you don't know what Hardcore Heroes is, it is the upcoming D&D show based on the second edition rule set that we will be running on my channel, twitch.tv/Koevu. It's going to be, as the name implies, noticeably difficult for the players. We're going to use the original second edition rule set. This might be the updated version, but we're just going to stick to the three core books: the Player's Handbook, the Monstrous Manual, and the DMG. And we're going to stick to the base rules, none of the fancy optional rules. Just the very corest of the core rule sets for second edition. And see how that turns out. But before we can get there, we need our players. And Chris here, the second Chris in a row, is our last person to audition, so this is exciting. Chris, would you like to say a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chris. I got here like all the others on the Roleplay Express. Mostly have 5e experience, but 2e is pretty easy, so let's hope it goes well.
Okay. Well, with no further ado, let's see some stats.
3d6. Ooh.
3d6, please.
Oh, the type 2.
Yep.
So just roll 2 extra d6 and add them.
No, just start over again. Just start
Okay.
with 3d6, yeah.
3d6. 12.
12, 12, 9, 6, 14.
14. And 12.
Okay.
Not too bad.
No, got some things to work with here.
14. 9 and a 6. Okay. I think I shall go for warrior.
Okay.
Put those in there. Let's put the 9 in int. 6 in charisma, because he'll be annoying. 12 and... Okay. Human.
I take it you're doing 14, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. No, something. What how are they
14, 14, 12, 12, 12, 9, 6.
9, 6. There we go. Perfect. And you are a fighter?
Human fighter.
Okay.
No bonuses to anything. Carry weight is 55. It's normal. Normal. Okay. And D10 for health.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Lovely. Okay.
Oh, he's not meant to live long. That's not the goal. Okay. Money, money, money. $44.
5d4. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, not bad.
Oh my god! Wait, you added a 10 at the... No,
No, multiplied.
that was 5d10. Do 5d4.
Ah,
There we go. I was going to say. Whew.
sorry.
It's okay.
Typing is hard.
That's still a lot of cash. The average is 125, I believe, so you're well above it.
Okay. What's the difference between using steel weapons and copper weapons?
In combat, a copper or bronze sword gets a penalty of 1 to hit someone in steel armor. Someone with a steel weapon gets a bonus of 1 to hit someone in copper or bronze armor.
Okay.
So they just act as +1 weapons against each other. Cool.
Excellent.
You know, steel acts as +1 against bronze.
Okay. I think he's going to be a fresh-faced lad, fresh off the farm. So he probably won't have a armor, just leather.
Mm-hmm.
Steel spear. His most treasured possession. They cost double, don't they?
They cost 5 times.
5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which you can do.
Yep. 5 19 gold. And how much is your normal clothes and
Normal clothes are free.
backpack?
Clothes
Free,
are free.
okay.
You just start with. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, loads left. Short bow. Arrows. By normal arrows. Normal flight copper arrows.
What are they, like?
That's 3 silver.
Yeah, for a dozen.
Yeah. No. Flint and steel. It's cheap as well. How much is a horse?
75.
Yeah, let's get a horse. And the equipment?
For
The saddle
horses?
and the saddle and bridle and stuff like that.
That's a good question.
Horse, 75.
Let's see. A riding saddle is 10 gold. Let's see. A bit and a bridle is 15 silver. I don't know what these other things are, so I assume we don't need them.
No, he's not going to have any fancy stuff on his horse. Yeah. Okay, I think his name will be John. Oh, that charisma. And maybe his father just died and he inherited the farm, sold it up, and went to search adventure, make a name for himself. So he'll probably go to the closest place where adventurers gather. Got some change left.
All right. Would you like to start in a small town, a big town, a major city?
What's the closest? What would be the closest place where adventurers go? Or
Any
are known to
town.
gather?
Any major
Then we'll
town.
go from the closest place to his town, his farm. Ooh, background. Not background. Whatchamacallit?
Secondary skills.
Secondary skills. I think I'll go with forester.
That'll work. Even though your father was a farmer?
Yeah. He was a logger. No, out in the wilderness, far from town. They basically had to survive on their own. Go in twice a year, whatever, to sell their stock.
Okay.
And yeah. The bard coming to town was a big event. Everyone went to see the bard, and he had got filled with stories of adventure.
Okay.
Bit naive because he's got 9 wool. So he decided, I'm going to do this. I don't want to be a farmer. Guts and glory.
Okay.
2 HP.
Well, that's why they call it guts and glory, and not just glory and glory.
And specialized in spear, so it's +2 if I have a steel spear, but only 2 copper armor or bronze armor.
Right.
Okay. It's D6. Okay, yeah. I don't think he'll bother buying rations. Too eager to head off.
Okay.
Probably sold his ship.
So why don't you give us your full equipment breakdown and your background in a nice consensus format.
Yeah. So John's a young lad, 17, bushy brown hair. Maybe he's just starting to grow a bit of stubble to look more masculine. Wearing leather armor. Ooh, and a shield. Medium shield on his back. He probably carved like a big J in it for John and some stars and maybe a dragon or something. And his steel spear. He's got a short bow on his back, quiver at his side. He's riding a horse called Bessie. Let's write that down. Bessie. And he's heading off to the nearest town. He is 5'9", 180 pounds.
Okay.
How nice.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on. You are in the town of Berkshire. It is the nearest town to where you were born. It is known kind of as the multicultural center of everything, and it's also where you heard this bard talking about his tales of adventurer. He spoke about this famed tavern in Berkshire, known for attracting all the bravest, the most wonderful, the most ruthless, the scariest of all the adventuring type folks. You can find great warriors, wizards of fantastic renown, the most devout clerics, and the most unscrupulous thieves, all here. This place is called Shenanigans. And why don't we start as you walk into the bar?
I think he'll burst in, stand there with his hands on his hip, and say, "Greetings, fellow adventurers. I am Hyun Bloodsword, adventurer extraordinaire."
The music stops. Everybody turns to look at you. You feel possibly quite out of place when you see these grizzled veterans all looking at you, just staring at you. Everyone quickly goes back to what they were doing. The music picks up again. The adventurers go back to their conversation. The bartender has a big smile on his face, and he waves at you and signals for you to come over.
He kind of strides a bit awkwardly, but he's trying to look like he's not affected by this. And he's just like, "Hail, barkeep! I'm an adventurer."
Of course you are, buddy. Of course you are. And what better place to start your adventuring than here at Shenanigans? Can I get you a drink? Are you old enough to drink? Screw it. You're old enough to drink. Here you go.
He says, "Of course, I've been drinking since I was 9, part of a balanced diet."
Ah, good man, good man. He pours you an ale and charges you a copper for it.
Yeah, I think he's got a bag full of gold. Should probably just throw a gold on the bar, trying to impress people.
You get your exact change back with like a knowing nod and smile. He says, "My name's Desmond, and I own this joint. What sort of adventure are you looking for?" All sorts of people come through here.
We have heard of Desmond before.
Yeah, you have heard of Desmond from these bard tales. He is this warrior of great renown who slew a black dragon and saved the land from this and saved the land from that sort of thing. And he's done all these great things. Then before he died, he retired.
Okay.
Something about.
I think in that case, his eyes will go big and be, "Oh, are you the Desmond, the fabled warrior?
Yes,
I heard all your stories of the basilisk and the goblins and the dragon, and it was awesome. And I'm going to be just like you one day."
Well, it's good. You should be eager. Just remember, you can't become like me if you die first.
No, I've got good gear. I know what I'm doing, I hope. So, what great adventures do you know of?
Well, mostly people come on looking for something here. The truly great adventurers are, but once every few years, it's not enough dragons in the world for everyone to slay one. You know.
Yeah, he'll give like a, "Ha ha ha! Yeah, dragons."
Right.
Is there anything I can start off with? Maybe save a maiden from orcs, or I don't know, rescue a kingdom?
I don't think any kingdoms need rescuing, except maybe from taxes. But that shit's illegal. Don't go messing with taxes. Don't know rightly of any maidens, but if you stick around, maybe you'll get lucky and someone's daughter will get kidnapped.
Oh yeah, brilliant! And I suppose he'll hang out around the bar, maybe order a meal because he probably hasn't eaten yet.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So he'll use his change and just sit there all day drinking until some adventure pops up.
Well, let's find out what sort of adventure pops up as you are desperately hoping to come into something. And why don't we just roll on the random encounter table to see what sort of creature has caused a problem somewhere. And let's hope we don't roll too high on the difficulty because you are a first level character.
With 2 health.
With 2 health. Alright. This will be good. You're there for half an hour. You finished your drink. You're excited. There's music playing. There's people that are clearly, there's deals going on. People are trading information. They're trading secrets probably. You can definitely see money exchanging hands here and there. There's card games that must mean something other than card games. This is a lively place. Things are happening here. And the door goes open, and an old man, like a hobbled old man, comes in, leaning on a single crutch, barely able to walk around, and says, "Excuse me, I need someone's help. There's a rabid dog down in the street barking at my girl. I've kept her inside, but rabid dogs, what they are, it's got to be put down. I'm too old to do it. Would somebody be willing to
jump up and say, 'Hail there, old sage! Yon blood sword will save your maidens.' Where are they? Point me in the right direction."
Oh, I thought maidens was possessive. I thought you were going to say my maidens something or other. I see. The dog's down this way. Come on." He hobbles out of the bar. None of the other...
Like strap his shield and get his spear ready. In combat stance, walk down the road after the old man.
The old man's not too hard to keep up with, even in your combat stance. And you get 2 blocks until you see this ferocious dog barking and scratching at the door, and this little girl's eyes looking down over through like a little hatch in the door at the dog. There's a ring of people fairly far off, maybe a block and a half away from the dog. So kind of near shenanigans, actually. All kind of staring at it and giving it plenty of room. Because for those of you that don't know, rabies is fucking fatal. 100% fatality rate once you contract symptoms. Don't fuck with rabies, guys. Get your rabies shots. It's not a fun disease.
So, he'll probably know if a thing's infected with rabies, having spent time in the forest and stuff.
It's well known. If something's rabid, it's super dangerous.
I suppose he'll put his spear down and he'll take his short bow out and string it, and he'll let fly an arrow.
Okay, as you start to string your bow, people start backing away from you, giving you plenty of room.
Okay.
You can get a free attack off on the dog.
Do I get +1 for back attack?
You can get a flank attack on the dog. To get its back, you'd have to be
behind it,
which would be like 20 feet from it.
Just +1.
Yes, and the dog has surprise. You have surprise, which I factor into the dog's armor class.
Oh, it's probably none of this.
No, it's a wild shot. You way overshoot the dog. You pulled back too far, and there's
trying to show off.
It goes way down the street. In fact, it goes so far down the street, the dog doesn't even notice.
I'll take another shot then.
Okay.
Try to hide my embarrassment. Go. Warning shot.
No, this time it scuttles near the pup, who turns and snaps in your general direction, standing in the street, barking at you.
I shall slay you, creature of darkness, and shoot again.
Okay, the old man next to you goes, "Careful, buddy. Aim careful.
Don't
Get him this time."
Old sage, for I am an adventurer. You have to talk me to the geezer while he's shooting.
your bowstring comes off the bow when you're about to fire. You pull back and it just slips off the top, and your bow comes apart. The dog barks at you a few more times and returns to the door, scratching at it. The old
Okay, well, I
man
think at
puts
this
his hand
point-
on your shoulder and says, "Let me go get someone else, son. I think you've..."
Says, no, I can do this. I can do this.
Sure. He starts walking away.
Drops the bow, picks up his spear, and kind of advances on the dog.
Shenanigans is 3 doors down. You've got... I mean, he'll be back in a minute with the new person, probably.
Yeah, but this kid's proving himself.
Of
This
course.
is his chance. If he
This
has to
is-
get help, he'll never live it down.
This is possibly your only chance to prove yourself in front of the eyes of the whole town who's watching. If you mess this up badly enough, they will just be talking and laughing about you forever. You do not have a
Exactly.
lot of room here. You advance on the dog. As you come towards it, the dog turns to look at you and growls and snarls, and you roll initiative with the dog.
Spear is 6. Oh.
Ooh, I think the dog is size medium, so as you start to approach it, the dog barks, snarls, and then leaps at you, baring its big teeth. Ah, oh, shit.
Well,
This
was a good one.
That was a natural 20. We might have enough time to roll a second character.
odd.
Yeah, wild dog, D4 damage. I mean, I guess 2d4, minimum is 2. And you
Yeah.
have 2 HP. It's a 1 and a 2. That's, well, I should reroll the 2.
That's 3.
It's a 1 and a 3. That's a 4. You are... I guess you die as this
At
rabid
least he
dog.
died a hero in his eyes. His own
Yeah,
eyes.
and it's rabid,
else.
so even if someone came along and cured you, you'd be infected with rabies and you'd die later.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to try rolling a new character? Because we
Why not?
still have an hour and 10 minutes.
3d6. 14.
Oh, this is why I love playing D&D.
13. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Not bad. 14, 12. 12. 8. Maybe I'll go for thief this time. So 12 strength, 14 dexterity, 13 con. Oh, actually, maybe 13 in ink. It will. 10. What do you need for a half elf? I don't think it's too heavy.
No, you should be able to make a half elf with those stats.
Yeah. Okay, so half elf. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. So he's a half elf thief. Character name. Let's make it Flynn. Male. Carry.
Okay, I was writing notes and I missed what your stats were.
Okay, no problem.
14, 12, 12, 10, 13, 8. Not bad.
Average again.
Not like they made that much of a difference last time.
That HP.
Oh,
So it's 12 in strength, 14 in dex, 13 in int, 10 in charisma, and 8 in con.
I'm sorry, I missed the very start of that. Could you do it again?
12 in strength,
Mm-hmm.
14 dex, 8 con, 13 int, 8 will, 10 charisma. Did I get that wrong?
That's 2 8s. One of those 8s should be a
Yeah.
12.
12 in con then.
Okay. Boom. And you are a halfling, a half elf
Yes.
thief.
Uh-huh.
Okay. D6 for HP. And I want to say it's 2d6 times 10 gold. I don't know. Figure out how much gold you got. I don't
Come
remember.
on, dice. Yes.
Yeah, 6 HP. Much better. Money.
Money.
Rogue, 2d6 times 10.
Okay. 6. 50. Not great. Okay, leather armor. Let's go for no short sword, copper. Can't afford posh stuff unless I can loot my previous character's body.
Nope.
Please gold. Sword. Okay, half elf. Maybe he's not from the best part of town. Maybe his mother was a lady of ill repute. And he's just trying to make it day by day. So I'll probably start in a large-ish city.
Okay, do you have a... You still need to assign your thief stats.
Yes, I'm just looking that up. Once Adobe stopped crashing. How much is Thieves' Tools?
30 gold.
30 gold. Ooh, crap. Okay. What page is Thieves? 85. Thieving skills. It's 14. Okay. So everything is standard. You get bonuses for being a half elf, don't you? Plus 10 to pickpocket. And 5 in hidden shadows. So pickpockets is 25. Open locks 10. Traps 5. Hidden shadows is 10. Okay, tech noise 15. Climate 60. That's not too bad. Okay. If I buy Thieves' Tools, I probably don't have money for anything else. Yeah, why not? Armor. You need more than armor and a sword if you're a thief, right?
Sure. Whatever you want to say. There are a lot of ways to skin a cat.
The world is my oyster. sword. Ooh, okay. Okay. So he's probably in his mid-20s. Blondish, but he's probably shaved his hair short as possible, so not to look elfish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's wearing like a hat or a headband or something to hide his elfy ears. Dirty clothes, and a slightly rusty short sword.
Okay.
And
Bronze short sword this time,
yes,
though. Okay.
yes, no money this time. Shabby boots, shabby clothes, slightly worn. Maybe it's a bit too big leather armor that he got somewhere from someone that fell off a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll probably go to the nearest tavern with questionable patrons.
That would probably still be shenanigans. Did you fill out your thief stats?
Yes. 25, 10, 5, 10, 15, 60.
That includes the additional 60 points you get at first level.
Oh, no.
Cool. Add 60 more points to those. Divide it however you like, but no more than 30 points to any one stat.
Excellent. I think I'll probably put everything 30 in extra pickpocket.
Mm-hmm.
So with 55 and an extra 30 in hide and shadows for 40.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, welcome back to Shenanigans. What's your new character's name?
Ooh, what did I say? Flynn.
Flynn. Okay, Flynn, you walk in, and it is, well, exactly how I described it a few minutes ago. Another 10-minute character, by the way. Well done.
Yay!
It is a kind of bustling little tavern with all sorts of folks here. You see wizards and clerics and thieves and fighters, and you see people that must be rangers over there, and maybe that's a druid, but I don't know. It could just be some weird fucking shaman. Just all sorts of folks traveling about. Elves, humans, dwarves, half-elves, orcs, gnomes, half-orcs, halflings. There's even a gnome. There's some kobolds lying about. You think you see a goblin or maybe a half-goblin as well. It's fucking weird. This place is full of weirdos, which is fine. This is where you find the unscrupulous folks that you're looking for.
I look for the shady character that must be sitting in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, there is a goblin sitting in a corner by himself. Or a
I'll go over
half-goblin,
to
something like that. You've
some
never
kind
seen a
of
goblin
ugly-
in the flesh before, and this thing is weird. It's got like grayish green malted skin. Its hands and feet look a little bit webbed, maybe. It doesn't wear shoes. Its clothes are probably once were brightly colored, but now they're so dirty you can't even tell, but it's like oranges and reds all over in a pattern that doesn't make much sense. He's got a short sword at his side and some studded leather armor on. And these skinny, narrow, long eyes and a forked tongue that sticks out occasionally.
Okay. I'll pretend not to be put off by this and sit down next to him. Say, hey there, fella, can I get you a drink?
Yeah, you can get me a drink. Give me some wine.
I'll call the waitress over and say, wine for me and my friend here.
All right, a few minutes later, a cup of wine comes by. What do you guys talk about?
Well, I'll ask him Thief Scanton. Say, new in town. I'm looking to acquire some items for people that might be willing to pay for them.
He nods. Looking to get on a little groundwork, little bit of snatching.
Yep. New in town, probably won't get the good stuff, so...
This is
have
a
to eat all
dangerous
the-
place to do that. Usually, Berkshire is just a trading spot for goods. Shenanigans here makes it too dangerous to work in the town, usually. But if you're brave enough, you're not worried about getting found out. There's plenty of work to be had here.
Excellent. I'm sure a fine fellow like you can direct me.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm more than happy to share my profits with my friends.
Well, you'd better. The way it works around here is you got the people in the know, You got the people with the goods. You got the people who get the goods. You get the people who move the goods. There's 4 teams. 3 of us are playing on the same faction. One of them's on the other side. So, I'm the sort of guy who knows where things are. You're the sort of guy who gets things, and I'm the sort of guy who knows where the sort of guy who sells things is. Make sense?
Of course, this isn't my first rodeo.
Excellent.
Now, what
Well, you'd be
numbers
surprised how
are we
many
talking
people you have to tell this to. So,
here? Amateurs.
amateurs indeed. I know a guy. He recently acquired a hitman of sorts. Dangerous sort of fella. Recently murdered. I guess murdered is the right word. Took out a half-orc bodyguard for this gnome down the street. Runs a jewelry shop. A buddy and his friend took off to keep low, but that jewelry shop, well, the missus took it over, and now she's running it. Those damn fools didn't get anything out of it. Alerts, people are on high alert around it, though. But that might just be our very in. You see, with the shop being on such high alert, no one really expects it to get broken into. There's false alarms all the time. Every other week or so, a widow there thinks she hears something going on and calls the sheriff over. I think this high alert is too high, and enough false alarms happen that she might have cried wolf a little bit by now.
And has she hired any extra security? Was it just her?
Oh no, she's got security. She hired 3 people to guard the shop. 2 for the day, 1 at night. Round-the-clock surveillance. Plus, the doors are locked. That
Okay.
shouldn't be a problem for you, of course, but
Of course not.
yeah. She's got a dwarf for the night watchman, and during the day, she's got a pair of brothers, twins, in fact, that guard the door. Human twins.
Okay, I can work with that.
Good. Now, there's something in particular we're looking from here. But your job is to get in, get this one thing for me, and whatever else you want for you. I know a guy, he'll fence it all, we'll split the money, I get what I need, you get half of whatever you take for yourself, our fence takes the other half.
Excellent. Is there a time limit on this job?
Well, she's been coming to her senses lately. There's no hard time limit, but I think she's getting used to what's going on. It hasn't been a false alarm in a week or so now. Used to happen a couple times a week, so we wait too long on this thing, the golden opportunity where she's calling false alarms all the time might pass us by. And I think that's our only in, because 2 watchmen during the day, 1 at night, and a dwarf? Well, that's hard.
Yeah, I can handle this. Don't worry about it.
Okay. He nods slowly.
I'll ask for directions to the shop.
He gives you directions. It's a couple blocks down. It's on the main road.
Then I'll say, okay, what is exactly the item that you and your friends want?
Oh, who said anything about friends? Just me here.
Okay, well, which item shall I acquire for you, my friend?
The former proprietor, her husband, used to have this red short sword. He kept it upstairs underneath his bed. I had a little thing in the works to get it when his shop got smashed. Now, I'd rather not go near the place myself, but you there, you have just enough brains and balls to do it.
Okay.
Of course, he's saying all
yeah.
of this in like a heavily goblin accent, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like, you've got just enough brains and balls to do it. It's very
You don't know
sloppy.
the half of it, my friend. Not the half. So I'll see you in a few days, let you know how it went. And I shall head to the shop.
Okay, you walk down the street. It is a beautiful sunny day. Birds are out, sky is clear. There's plenty of trees along the area that it gives it a nice clean feeling to everything. You make it the block and a half or so and come to a shop. The shop out front are a pair of twins. They look to be in their mid-20s. They both have short, trimmed red beards, steel helmets on with visors up. They have not steel helmets, bronze helmet, bronze breastplate with spears and kind of a studded leather skirt. Kind of like
Okay.
hoplite armor almost. Actually, very similar to hoplite armor. They look like hoplites. Yeah, done.
On the way there, I'll probably get some dirt off the road and rub it on my face, make me look a bit more disheveled than normal.
Okay.
And I'll kind of shuffle into the shop, look a bit dejected and staring at my feet.
As you go towards the shop, one of the guards puts the butt of his spear in your path and says, "Hey, mister, you can't afford anything that's in here. Get out. This is not a place for looky-loos."
My business is with the mistress of the shop, sir. Please,
What's
sir.
your
It's
business?
important. It's for her ears only, sir.
Yeah, and I'm the king of all Highgarden.
Just you can come in with me. Just give me 5 minutes with her.
You stay right there, he says, and he leans his neck in and says, "Giselle, someone here to see you." And pretty soon a gnomish woman comes out, dressed head to toe in black lace veil all over her face. She steps out, her head is slightly bowed, and she says, "Yeah, what can I help you with?"
I'll take my hat off so she can see my Alfie ears and look at my feet and say, "Excuse me, madam, I'm a bit down of my luck, and I heard you've been having some problems, and well, if you can give me a place to stay, I'll look after the place for you at night, ma'am. Please, ma'am."
No, I already have bodyguards at night, and you don't look like you could hurt anyone. In fact, I really just don't think this would be a good idea at all. You really should get out of here. I don't, to be quite frank, I don't trust anyone anymore. And let me look at you, a petty beggar coming to this shop. That just doesn't make any sense. I simply won't have any of it. No, you must go away. Guards, please send him away. This is so disturbing. It reminds me of the time the man came in and murdered my husband. And
no one sees better than elves, day or night. And
dwarves.
I'm not
Dwarves see great at night. Dwarves have excellent night vision, as do we gnomes. You know, if you're truly a half elf, you
elves
should.
are known for their sight. I can see a gnome hiding in a bush 200 feet away.
Can you really?
Well, no.
That's not something that I've actually heard before. I didn't know that elven vision was that good. I mean, granted, I haven't met that many elves, but they're always around. I figure that would be part of the global lexicon if that was really the case. Is that the true? Can you really see that far at night?
Of course, we're great hunters. We never leave the forests. We are known for our skill with the bow. Have you not heard of our elven bowmanship?
Well, of course I have. But there's some myth and some legend to all of this. And
how do you see things how do you shoot things if you can't see them, ma'am?
well, I did not know. I just never knew that elves would be so keen-sighted. You know, if this is true, maybe I will have you along. You know, I really should ask someone about this to verify. Who'd know about?
Surely you've heard of the honor of the elves as well. We are honorable people, ma'am.
Clancy, she says to one of the guards, would you run over to Desmond's and please confirm with him whether this guy, you know, whether elves can really see 200 feet? And the guy's gone by now. She's still talking to him as he walks away. And she keeps pattering for a few moments until he's well out of earshot. And then she turns back to you and says, "Well, we'll see what he says. If you're telling the truth, then it'll be great, and you can, we'll have you along and everything. But if he's lying, well, I will just have to go get the sheriff and tell him that you were trying to sneak into my shop and lie to me about something."
Of course, madam. I just need a place to stay, a bit of honest work to get back on my feet. People aren't too friendly with elves these parts for some reason.
Right. Well, we'll just see about that. I think Clancy should be back just about. Oh, there he is! Look, he's coming back at us right now. We'll see what he has to say. And Clancy rolls back up and says, "Well, Desmond said elves can't see 200 feet in the night, and this guy's a half elf, so I think he's lying." The shopkeeper looks back at you.
How
You had
dare you?
better explain yourself. Desmond's not the sort of person to lie. How are you? What's your angle here, huh? Are you trying to murder me too? Are you out for gnome stew as well? My husband was recently murdered, and I don't trust any of you, especially you elves. You hiding in your forest all the time, sneaking away from everything. You're probably just as bad as that butcher that came through and murdered us. You're probably look at you. Look at the dress. Are you a slave? Were you a slave? Are you an escaped slave? The last guy was an escaped slave, I bet.
No,
and
no.
you have the look of an escaped slave on me.
My
Guards,
family was
arrest this
recently
man.
murdered
He's
by-
probably an escaped slave. Arrest him. Arrest him.
Madam, please calm down. I've fallen on hard times. My parents were murdered. No one wants to give me work. They don't trust ours. I don't know why they're so prejudiced against us in these parts. I just want a chance at honest labor and to prove myself.
Well, if you had wanted honest labor, you shouldn't have lied to me about your vision. 200 feet. Ha! What did Desmond say that they can see? Huh? Huh? And the guy says, about 90 feet, maybe 100 on a good night. Oh, well, that's just ridiculous. How half elves probably can only see about half of that, right? 50 feet? 40 feet? Oh, what a useless. I can see farther than that in my own.
Forgive me, madam, but hunger made me desperate. I haven't eaten in a few days.
Don't you have like a weapon on you and armor?
A rusty short sword and worn leather armor.
Well, I'm not the sort of woman just to hand out charity. After all, what have the world given me other than a dead
That's
husband
why I
and a
want to
ruined
work. I
shop?
want to earn it, madam. I don't want something for nothing. I want to work hard. If I'm working with a dwarf, surely he can train me up and keep an eye on me.
Give me your best charisma roll.
Okay, well, I said it was 12, so d20 plus 12. Come on, dice.
Get out of here! Guards, take him down to the sheriff's office. Tell him everything that was going on. In fact, no, don't both of you. Just Clancy. You take him down. Chansey, you stay here. So Clancy,
I'll hang my head dejectedly and shuffle after
he
him.
grabs you by the scruff of your shirt and hauls you down to the sheriff's office. Whereupon he tells the sheriff what you were doing. The sheriff knowingly nods his head and says, "I'll take care of him for you." The guard leaves. Sheriff looks to you and says, "She's a little bit out of her mind lately.
I noticed that, sir.
Yeah, you did nothing wrong. Don't worry about it. Just go beg somewhere else."
Thank him and kind of bow, walking backwards for a few feet and I don't know, go back to the bar probably and wait till night.
Nighttime comes.
After dark, I'll go sit somewhere across the street from the shop.
Okay.
Maybe with my cap in my hand, pretending to beg. And just see what movement happens at night.
Okay, so how late at night do you wait? Do you wait till the sun has already gone down, until it's just...
Yes.
Okay.
Until sundown when
All right, so all the shops are
closing up.
closed. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you get out there, the shop is closed, the guards out front are gone, the street is kind of empty, things are cooling down, there's a bunch of people walking around drunkenly singing to each other or to themselves. Most of the commerce has pretty much drifted away. You see one of the local constables walking down the street. That's about it.
Do I see movement in the shop?
No. The shop is... There are no windows on ground floor whatsoever. There are some shutters on the top floor. It's a 2-story building. And there's some light coming from the upper room. Definitely. Looks like maybe candlelight.
Okay. But nothing downstairs that I can see.
No.
Here. Okay. I'll sit there for a few hours, see if anyone comes to the door, anything.
No. No one comes to the door. A few hours pass. It's getting cold out. You're out in this shabby clothes, sitting in the dirt.
Is there an alley behind the shop if I walk around?
There is. There's a side alley that leads towards God knows what.
Okay, down the alley I go, I suppose.
Okay, you head down the alley, and there's a... It's kind of like an alley between the two things. The back of the shop is... I want to say does not abut another shop. There's actually so there's an alley down the right side of the shop if you're facing it from the front, and across the back. But the left side of the shop butts a different shop. So you've kind of got like the back alley between everything, and this one that cuts in between. In the back door? There's no back door, but there's a lot of filth and gross. There's windows on the second floor, but not on the first.
I assume it's like a brick or wood building.
Stone. Brick.
Stone. Is it climbable?
Yes.
Okay.
You said you waited a few more hours, so it's well dark now. The light is out upstairs.
Okay. suppose I'll climb the wall. Try and climb up. Oh, that's 100, isn't it?
Yes, a D100, and you want to roll equal to or lower than your climb walls check.
She's 60.
No, that does not work for you.
Damn it.
You try and climb up, but you don't get past the 5-foot mark.
I'll go back to shenanigans. Do I see any other vagrants lying about in the
Yes,
streets
many.
or next to the inn?
Not next to the inn. Well, next to the inn, actually in the
The general
stables,
area of the inn.
are 2 kobolds. One in 2 different. There's like 4 stalls for horses, and there are 2 kobolds sleeping in the stalls.
Okay.
But that's the only terms of vagrants lying about near the tavern itself.
I'll go to the kobolds and, excuse me, sirs.
Grovel.
Maybe do you speak the common tongue?
I speak common tongue.
Common tongue.
I speak good common.
Ah, I thought an intelligent fellow like you would be able to speak common. I
Eh?
can see the intelligence shine in your eyes.
Huh?
I have a message for you.
Mm.
Anyway, your jewels are ready to be collected.
Jewel?
Yes, shiny jewels.
He immediately grabs his
Shiny
crotch.
jewels.
Come to collect jewels?
You have to go get your jewels. They're ready for you. It's
He
a special present.
puts his hands down his
The
pants and
wise-
goes, Jewels here? Jewels here?
Shiny stones.
Stones here? Stones here?
Shiny. Your stones are shiny?
What? Wet. Wet and shiny.
No. Gems, diamonds, money, treasure.
Ooh, treasure. Yeah. He goes over to the other stall, elbows the other kobold in the belly, and gets up, and the 2 of them approach you, wide-eyed and excited. Treasure.
Do you know the gnomish jeweler?
Very sad. Dead man.
Yes. Well, because she's so sad, she's giving gifts to people. All you have to go, knock on the door, and say Grok sent you, and you'll get the shiny treasure each.
They turn and run.
Okay, I'll follow behind, staying in the shadows, and I'll get close enough to see what's happening when they knock at the door, but
They
Not
pound on the door
close.
hardcore.
I get spotted.
What is your hide in shadows chance?
40. Come on.
Oh, I roll that in secret.
Oh,
You never
okay.
know if you're
Excellent.
hiding in shadows.
Okay, that's good, hopefully.
So you see them pounding on the door, which flies open, and a menacing dwarf in steel chainmail jumps out, wielding a steel battle axe, the steel helmet on, and steel greaves, like head to toe in actual iron armor. Jumps out, screaming to bloody hell, waving his battle axe around. The kobolds break and they go in different directions and just bound down the street.
Is he
You notice-
chasing?
No, he just stands there and looks about. Light pours in from the inside of the shop. You couldn't tell with the door shut, but it's well lit in there. The dwarf pokes his head out, looks both ways, takes the door and shuts it.
Okay. Well, at least I know he's not to be fucked with now.
Mm-hmm.
How much gold do I have? Not much. Crap. How much is the inn for the night? The inn room?
For food and lodging, it's 5 silver
Okay.
for a full
I can
night.
afford that just. So I'll go back to the inn, get a room,
Mm-hmm.
and next morning go to a general store and see if they have some lamp oil.
Mm-hmm.
How much would that be?
Lamp oil is pretty cheap, I want to say. Oil. Lamp oil is 6 copper for a pound.
Yeah, get some of that. Some flint and steel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go hang about in the street or something, begging until near midnight.
Okay. So you're just gonna kill the rest of the day, hang around in
Yeah,
town?
just hanging around town, begging.
Okay. Sure. Town day passes uneventfully. You don't get any money. Well, I guess if you're begging, you make 3 copper.
Yes. Okay. Night comes around. The alley behind the shop, is there any like crates or empty barrels or junk or anything like that?
There's a couple of water barrels in the back alley
Okay.
in case of fire.
Okay, then I'll roam the street, see if I can find any like wood lying around, scraps of wood, broken crates, rags, anything.
Yeah, you can collect debris, just like crap in the
Pile it up behind
streets.
the shop.
Yeah, and there's plenty of trees about. You're in a forest, and there's lots of like trees in town, so you can find branches and twigs and brush. It's a little. I mean, I guess it's nighttime, but it would look a little weird if you were just carrying around kindling or tinder. Maybe not. People have fires in their
I'll take like
homes.
little bits at a time and mutter to myself as I walk. Maybe talk to the walls. You know,
All right,
like
so
a
you spend
crazy
a
home.
couple of hours gathering
Yeah, I don't
the
mind.
stuff. Okay, late at night, you have what have you done?
Made a pile
Behind the store, behind the brick
behind the
store.
store. Yep.
Okay.
And then using the lamp oil, I'll set it on fire and go back to the front of the shop and hide somewhere.
Do you have flint and steel?
Yes, I bought some. I
Okay.
bought the oil.
Flint and steel and oil and everything. The fire starts.
Okay,
And
I'll
you're
go
hiding where?
front. I went back to the front, somewhere near where I can see the front door.
Okay. The shop goes. There's a fire in the back, and pretty soon, people are coming out, and a few. Someone runs off towards one of the churches, and a few moments later, church bells are ringing, and people come pouring out, and there's a big bucket brigade. Luckily, this building happens to be brick,
Has the
but the
dwarf walked
entire
out yet?
town. Oh, the dwarf comes out during the commotion. The dwarf does come out.
Does he go to see what the commotion is, or does he stay near the door?
He throws open the. What does the dwarf do? All this commotion's going outside. He steps out, yells at someone. Someone yells at him that there's a fire in back of the shop.
If
That's a
he
good question.
goes
What does
far
he
enough
do?
from the door that I can sneak in behind him without him noticing, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. The dwarf goes to take a look around the corner. He shuts the door behind him, and he goes to look around the corner.
Okay, I'll
Now,
see if it's
you don't
locked.
know if you're going to be able to make it there before he comes back because you don't know how far he's going and when he's going to turn around. So this is the
Oh,
sort of thing where you can sneak to the door as he's leaning around the corner, but if he turns and looks back, he could spot you mid-look. It's a risk that you're going to take. There's no way to
well,
100%
I'm not going to
prove it.
sneak. I'll just run up to the door and hope he doesn't turn
Okay.
around.
All right. What are the chances of the dwarf not? What are the chances of the dwarf looking around or not? All right.
Come on, dice, don't fail me now.
You get to the door, open it, step inside, and shut it without the dwarf looking around, or at least without you realizing he looked around.
Okay, excellent. Do I see stairs leading up?
You see a back door to this big storefront that you saw the other day.
I'll try the door.
Okay. As you're approaching the door, you hear the front door open. At this point, you're
Okay.
behind the counter, but before the door.
Okay, I'll dive down behind the counter and hide in shadows.
Okay. Well, in here it's all dark, and the hide and shadow skill relies on the play between light and shadow to hide you from view. So in here, you're just hiding behind a counter.
Hiding. Okay.
You hear the muttering dwarf grumbling, "Trying to burn down a stone building? This is ridiculous."
I'll slowly crawl to the nearest corner and make myself as small as possible.
Okay. The dwarf paces around for a little bit. He seems a little frustrated. Eventually, you hear the sound of probably like a chair, maybe scraping against the floor, and then the sound of a knife scraping across wood.
I'll wait patiently.
Okay. How long are you waiting? Until the sun comes up?
Until the sun comes up or until I hear the dwarf fall asleep.
Okay. A couple hours pass, and eventually the sound of whittling kind of chills out, and then there's kind of this.
Slowly get up and sneak towards the door.
Okay. It's right before you now. It leads
Okay.
God knows where.
As quietly as possible, I'll see if it's locked.
It is not locked.
Okay. I'll open it slowly as I can and hope it doesn't squeak and slip inside.
Okay. It does squeak,
Okay.
but the dwarf doesn't wake.
Okay, excellent.
You slip onto the other side. To your left is a staircase running up, and before you is a workshop. However, neither of these areas are lit. The main room was well lit without an actual source of light, but these areas are only lit as far as the light pours in from the main room.
Do I see like workbenches and stuff around?
Hmm.
I don't suppose there's any large shiny lumps lying around on the workbenches?
There are. There are
Okay.
many things lying on the workbenches.
I'll quietly and careful as I can feel around. If it feels like a stone, I'll
Do you
put it in my
leave
pocket.
the door open between you and the?
Yes.
Okay. What is your move silently chance?
Uh, Not very good. 40.
Okay. So you sneak around trying to grab some things, see some things. You definitely come across a bunch of jewels. Can I get an intelligence check from you? Actually, you know what? Damn it. I love the perception skill. It was so good. Can I get a wisdom check from you?
Oh,
A willpower
that's
check.
the lowest.
Nope. Okay. You find a bunch of jewels and gems and partially completed objects of art.
Well, I'm not going to be too greedy. I'll take like one or two and then I'll head up the stairs slowly.
Okay. The staircase goes up and then it turns and goes towards the back because at first it went just to the side of the shop. Goes all the way to the back and ends in a doorway. This area back here is a lot smaller. It looks like maybe this was a. Wait, am I describing this right? No, I don't think so. This is all still gnomish sized. Or no, despite gnomes living here, nothing is gnomish sized. It's still human sized. I don't remember what happened last time
Okay.
we were in the shop. I don't remember if the upstairs was gnomish sized or human sized. Oh god. This is why you keep extensive notes on everything, guys. I'm gonna say the upstairs is human sized still. There's a big door.
Okay. I'll try the door.
It is locked.
Okay. Then I shall try to pick the lock.
What is your percentage chance to pick locks?
Uh, 15.
That's not great.
No.
No.
Is there anything? Is it like a bare room? Or is there anything to hide behind? A basket, a table, anything?
Where you are right now?
Yes.
You're just at the top of a staircase. There's literally no cover.
If I examine the hinges of the door, they open towards me or into the room?
It opens into the room, not onto the staircase. Which would put the hinges on the inside of the room, I believe.
Okay.
Because you open towards hinges, right? Yeah, you open towards hinges.
Okay.
Good question, though.
I'll go down the stairs. is there a table or something near the stairs I can hide under?
It was Nomish sized up there.
Okay.
Yes, so it is Nomish sized up there. Did you say there's no table? Like it comes to the top of a staircase and then it's just a landing and a
So
door.
if I go back down again at the bottom of the stairs, are there anything to hide next to there?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of workbenches and stuff in the shop itself. Maybe not directly adjacent to the staircase, but if you just go left past the staircase, there's benches, there's little cupboards under the benches and everything. Yeah.
Do I hide or do I knock on the door and see what happens? I think I'll go upstairs and quietly just knock on the door. And then I'll go downstairs and hide.
You quietly knock and then scurry downstairs.
Yes.
Okay. As you are scurrying downstairs, you hear the door open with a loud slam, and a voice goes, "Ah!" And there's a clatter of metal on wood, and you hear the dwarf get to his feet. His chair not topples over, and you don't hear him, but you see, or you don't see him, but you hear him race through the already open door and up the staircase. You can hear his battle axe clanging on the walls. As he goes, "What is it? Where is it? What? What?" And the woman says, "Oh my God, there's a thing there!" And just babbles faster than you can follow. You know, gnomes talk really quickly, and she is going full gnome speed.
When she starts talking, I'll quietly go to the front, open the front door, and then go back to my hiding spot, hopefully without getting spotted.
You get to the front door, and it is locked.
I'll just go hide again then. Is the key in the lock?
No.
Okay. I'll go back to my hiding spot.
Okay. You hear her babble for about 5 minutes until the dwarf can calm her down. He says it's just a bad dream, or there was a spider in the house or something, but there's nothing in here. The door's locked. We're totally safe. She calms down after a little bit, and the dwarf goes back to where he was. She goes back upstairs, and he starts whittling again.
I'll wait a few minutes. Then I'll go back up the stairs and listen at the door.
But when he does go back to his chair, he does shut the door between the
That's
downstairs, and so it's darker. It's very dark now. Okay.
Do I hear anything at the top door?
At the top door, you don't hear anything, but you do see some candlelight that's there.
I'll go downstairs again, wait a few more hours, and then go back upstairs.
Okay. You wait a few more hours. Okay. You go back upstairs. There's no light coming from under the door.
I'll try the door again, see if it's unlocked.
It is still locked.
God. This is where I die. I'll knock again and go hide again.
Okay. You knock again. This time the door opens with more of a creak. And you think you hear some whispering, but you can't make out the words.
Can I make like a noise? Maybe like a weird whistly noise.
Make it. What noise do you make? You hear some creaks, gentle creaks on the staircase, as if someone is walking down them.
Okay. I'll wait patiently until I hear her arriving at the bottom.
Okay. This sounds like the footsteps stop at the bottom. And then they continue. And a hand, you can hear the door between the two areas opening. And she's...
When I start hearing the opening, I'll try and sneak as quickly as I can, but as quietly while going quick up the stairs.
Okay. So the staircase ends right next to the door.
Okay.
So she would be standing at the foot of the staircase opening the door, just as a heads up.
In that case, I'll sneak up behind her and whisper in her ear, "The black dog is coming."
Okay. So you sneak up to her. She opens the door and is about to say something when you whisper, "The black dog is coming."
Yes.
She whirls around, raising a frying pan in her hand. Comes face to belly with you, I guess. And I think this is where we roll initiative because she's about to hit you with her frying pan.
I just want to run. What?
3.
3.
Okay, you go first. Where do you want to run?
Okay. The stairs.
Okay, you bolt up the stairs. She gets an attack of opportunity with her frying pan. It's a wild miss. She yells for the dwarf. The dwarf starts coming, but you're up the stairs before either of them. Upstairs, it is gnome-sized. It's tiny.
Okay, I'll close the door. Is the key in the lock behind me?
It is.
Lock the door.
Okay.
Open window, shutter.
All right. There's a small ledge of like a steep roof before you come to the actual edge of everything. So you can step out onto the roof if you want.
Moonlight in here now for my dark vision to help me.
Yes. Due to the light coming in through the window, you can see very well inside here.
I'll flip the mattress.
There is a sword in a scabbard underneath the mattress.
I'll grab that,
Okay.
and I'll go out the window.
You leap out the window, dropping to the ground below.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you can lower yourself so you don't take falling damage.
Just about to say.
And you are out. Poof, just like that.
Okay.
In the back alleyway. There's pounding on the door. And then pretty soon you hear the front door kick open with a burst, but you're through the streets and God knows where.
I think I'll go straight to shenanigans.
Okay. You get to shenanigans. The front door is unlocked.
I think before I go in, I'll go down an alley, take off my armor, take off my shirt, wrap the sword in my shirt, put my armor back on, and then go inside.
Okay. Your armor is itchy and scratchy on you, but that's fine. You make it back to shenanigans. It's pretty empty right now. In fact, there's nobody in it whatsoever. You expect that if this were any other place in the world, they wouldn't have an unlocked door at night. Considering there's no night watchman, there's no one on guard duty, there's nothing. But considering it's shenanigans, who in their right mind would come in and try and steal from this place? You would be insane.
I'll find a seat next to the fireplace and I'll sit on the sword, put the sword on the seat, sit on the sword, and wait for dawn, or maybe have a nap.
Okay. Dawn comes eventually. You are awoken by Desmond, who's kicking you and goes, "Hey, this isn't a place for freeloaders. If you want to spend the night, you got to pony up. 4 copper for the common room."
I'll give him a few copper.
He takes it.
I'll take the gems out of my pocket in the light of day. Can I tell what they are, how much value they have?
What was your secondary skill?
I didn't choose one. Shall I roll a D100 and...
Or pick, whatever you want.
Oh, it's 10.
That's a D10, not a D100, but that's okay.
77. What page is that? 112. I forgot something. 77. To find the list. There we go. 77. No skill of measurable worth. So basically a beggar.
Yeah.
Hold out, instead of giving him a coin, I'll hold out my hand and say, take one, and I'd like a meal as well, please.
With the gems?
Yeah.
Desmond blinks at you and goes, "Sure, buddy. You could have had a whole room to yourself for those, but guess you came in late. Sorry for giving you shit." He plucks at one of the. He plucks at one of the smaller gems.
Okay.
And brings you a meal and 2 gold and change.
Okay.
5 gold and change, let's be honest.
I was going to say, I suppose the only servants you have around here that I can send out would be those 2 kobolds.
They're not really servants. I guess one of them's an assistant cook. God, that was a dumb mistake.
So, yes. Never mind then.
I'm sure the
Thank
other
you.
one will be happy if you give him a couple of shiny things in
Yeah,
exchange
but
for.
I don't think I want to send a kobold to go buy me some stuff. That's a recipe for disaster.
Well, you can just go buy it yourself. You know, you have legs.
That's
You have
true.
legs, right? He double checks to make sure you have legs.
Pat them. Legs are fine. I'll hang around until the goblin creature shows up.
Okay. He shows up later that evening. You basically spend all day hanging out here. You get plenty of food that is brought to you over the course of the day. And there's the goblin. Soon enough, eventually, he comes in, sits down at his spot, which is fairly close to where you are now, and goes, "So, did you get what we discussed?"
I'll put the shirt wrap thing on the table. So I think it's your turn to buy us around.
I think so, indeed. He orders a drink for the two of you, and once it's gone, he says, "Pass me any gems. I'll get them all exchanged nice and neat. Bring you back some gold tomorrow."
I'll take out everything I have. Yeah. I might keep one just in case Desmond wants more for the room. So,
Okay. All right. The goblin takes it all, gets up, heads out through the back door.
before he leaves, I'll ask him, is there any news about this around town? Can I hang around here or should I go camping for a few days?
I think everyone's heard about the break-in. It's been all anyone's been talking about. As long as you didn't get spotted, you should be fine, though.
What time tomorrow will you bring my coin?
Around the same time, evening.
Okay.
Getting a little antsy. Did someone see you?
Maybe. It was dark. But I'd rather live in the forest for a few days than end up at the end of a rope.
Can you make it back here at night?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll see you tomorrow night then.
Good, good. He heads up through the back door. And he's gone maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes before he turns around, or before he comes back in through the back door. Walks over to you, drops the sword in your lap, kind of not trying to be subtle anymore, and goes, "What the hell is this?"
He said, that's what you wanted me to retrieve, the sword under the mattress.
"No, the red-bladed sword under the mattress. Look at this. This is bronze. This is shit.
I said, I just do what I'm told, sir.
I told you to get the red sword, and you brought me a bronze sword. The fuck is this shit?"
I'll jump up and say, sir, I will not buy this stolen item off you.
The whole bar turns towards you guys. The goblin ducks his head and goes, "You stupid green-footed nobody! Have you no idea how to make anything? Ugh, God. You're useless! Useless apprentice! You're fired!" He throws his hands up in anger and storms out, leaving you with the sword at your next to you.
What's the rest of the bar doing?
A lot of people just looking. Some people chuckle. Most of the people look only for a few seconds and then go back to their thing. You know, it's not a big deal. A few moments later, everything's back to business.
Sword up. Is it just a normal bronze sword?
Normal bronze sword.
Does it look ornate or anything?
No.
Okay.
But it is the only sword you saw in the room, and it's exactly where he said it would be.
Fucking goblins.
Fucking goblins indeed. And actually, this time it's not the goblin's fault. The goblin did not know it was stolen by the last person who raided this gnome's shop. And seeing as we're basically out of time, this is a good spot to end it. You're completed your quest for the goblin, but his information was wrong. You risked your life for nothing. You did get a new sword. So congratulations on surviving and dying. You're the only person to have made 2 characters. Well, I guess someone rolled in a stat, like literally unplayable stats, nothing 9 or above. But you're the only person to have played two characters, and you're the only person to have died and lived. So congratulations.
Bonus points.
Yeah, that's it for our Hardcore Heroes edition right now. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's that. We will see you guys all later. I will make the final announcements for Hardcore Heroes sometime in December, probably in middle of December. So stick around. I guess not right now, but in general, stick around and you'll hear more about what's happening. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.